Okay, I'm at 4633 Lambs Ferry Road in Ryland Heights, Kentucky. Doing a sanitary lateral inspection for the purchase of a home. Having a little trouble getting the camera out of the reel here. Kind of wrapped up in there a little weird. But anyway, we're looking for any kind of structural issues, root intrusion, anything that may be of concern to the buyer. The access here is this clean out. Right in the noise you're hearing is the pool pump right next to it for the in-ground pool there. So you will hear a little bit of that in the background, but this is on septic also. I believe the septic line runs over to what looks like a tank over there right behind the garage. And so there is a bathroom, it looks like, coming off. There's a vent stack in there, so there's probably a secondary line that goes in from the bathroom in the garage also. We're going to try to go both ways. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to try to go back into the house, see if it'll even do it. It might. It doesn't want to go. It's almost like there's a little edge right there as soon as I try to go back in. So it keeps wanting to go. I guess we're going downstream. Forcing me to go downstream, but that's fine. I'll see if I can get something to be able to allow me to go upstream when this is all said and done. And so this is coming over and Ying in, probably from the kitchen line. This looks like this is all PVC, which should be really good. It means it's relatively recent based off the age of the house. It's really recent. And so I did run a little bit of water in the house, not a whole lot, but enough to where if there was anything, any kind of bellies or anything, it should pick it up. You'd be able to see where the high water mark was. Like that. There's a little bit of water there. That is nothing. The only reason it's even getting on the front of the camera is just because I'm pushing the water up over the lens. I think I'm getting real close to there was a little, that's what it was. This is the tank right here. Yep, I'm pretty sure that is the tank. You can see how, if I push in right here, you can see there might be a little bit of root intrusion, but how if you look in the bottom left-hand corner, you'll see that my camera is just dangling. That actually shows the degree at which it's sitting. So I am in the tank, about 60 feet out. Kind of got caught on the edge there. Now, it does look pretty high. The line is coming in right at the water level. And so, it may be about due to have the septic system checked to see if it is able to get out. Just because that's pretty high. I mean, there's no water backing up into here, and maybe that's just where the inlet kind of comes in right at the water level. A lot of times that water level is lower than the inlet from the tank. But I'm sure they will run a bunch of water through there, and you just want to make sure that it's not building up too much in that tank. You can have somebody check the sludge, but the line looks great. It's in really good shape. The PVC is all, the connections are nice and tight, and no bellies. The only water we saw was right there at the connection to the tank. And that's because the water level in the tank was pretty high. Now, I don't know how old that tank is. There could be, that water looked really clear, so there could be some groundwater getting in. But I also don't know exactly what the regulations are down here for the septic system. It could be dumping out over the hill once it goes through the tank. Usually in Kentucky, they don't do a whole lot of checking on these tanks unless you put a new one in. A lot of times somebody will just come out to check to see if it needs to be pumped. And so with that water level being the size it was, or maybe either from groundwater getting in, or the outfall is about the same height as the inlet. But anyway, the line on the way out looked great. I mean, we're already back into the clean out, and I didn't find any issues. Okay, now I think I actually finally got into the yes, I did. I'm going back into the house, and I am already vertical. And so we'll see if I can push it up, but I'm going vertical on the stack now. So this all looks like PVC. So this has all been replaced. I mean, I'm flat now. You can see again, if you look in the bottom left-hand corner, that'll tell you the orientation of my camera. So I am inspecting the line all the way across the basement, and then the reducer here, probably going over to the kitchen. But again, there's the Y-end, and there's the kitchen, probably sink and there may be a high line coming down from the bathroom, from the master bathroom upstairs, and there's also a laundry. But that's about as far as we're going to get, and everything looked great. Inspected the interior line and the exterior line all the way to the tank, and you'll see here in a second where we'll go vertical and see how high we went. But the good news is this is all PVC. So all the plumbing that I've inspected is all PVC. So it's pretty good. See right here, if I'm at like 17 feet, we'll see how many feet it is before it goes back horizontal. So it was only a couple feet. So it just went in through the basement and then came up a little bit and then came all the way across the basement. Probably underneath the floor. But again, we were able to inspect all the flat line. Now, most of that you will be able to see from the basement interior. But just being able to get a look at it on the inside is also good. So everything looked great. I didn't find any issues at all in the line. Obviously, I think there's a little bit of, you have to have the tank looked at. It may be fine. just maybe getting a little bit of groundwater in it. And like I said, down here I don't know what the regulations are in this county, and most of the time in Kentucky they don't do a whole lot of checks on the they don't do like yearly checks on the line or on the outfall of the tank or anything down here, so it's usually not a big issue. But the lateral looked great, nothing to report. So that'll end the inspection at 4633 Lambs Ferry Road in Ryland Heights, Kentucky.